Hello, Northstar here with another episode of Rebel Inc. I'm going to try and keep this video in the Let's Play shorter than the last. It's long. I recommend watching 2, maybe 3 sittings. You know, wanted to get all up in one shot for you guys. Wasn't sure if I'd do more, so, keep it in one place if I didn't really do anything more, and then I wouldn't have made it a playlist. Let's do the Economist here. Just works to an annual budget. Is trusted with more money up front. But doesn't get money over time as much. It's both lower average annual yield amount of money, and you don't get any more for a year. It's problematic to say the least, but it does mean a big windfall in the first year if you have to stabilize some zones by the next budget. So I'll do a tax collector, town planner. Normally this would be Louisiana and stuff where you could potentially be stabilizing zones sooner. And certainly at the second year, maybe stabilize like 1 or 2 zones by the end of the first. I've never actually bothered looking exactly how much time passes, but yeah, tax collector I think should work better with Economist than most of the other leaders. Excuse me. Take the instructor because the Economist is all about long-term investments. National Soldiers are very much that. Since you can't do something and then reap an immediate benefit that it snowballs quite as much. Train monkeys where no one can sometimes get you options on events that wouldn't normally be available, but generally speaking is problematic. Take the police chief because tax collector, and it's a real problem if stable zones get disrupted, and I'm going to be focusing on trying to get those. Alright, and this is going to be a brutal game. It's going to be hard. I'm exhausted, but I've won these before. Hopefully, hopeful fire. Win this. This is one of the easier maps, but definitely not easy and brutal. Thinking here, because it's going to be a struggle to stabilize the zone quickly. Urban ones are in some ways easier. And this will ensure I can hold insurgents at the river sometimes. And if it gets very bad, uh, reinforce both of these areas and just have a bottleneck of 3 zones to defend. And it's closer to here because eventually I want to push him in the corner, and ideally right away. Start with $69. Be clear, this is going to be difficult. It's going to be microing a little more. I might normally I'll start right off with anti-corruption 1 because the costs go up if I do almost anything else. Doesn't raise inflation enough to drive up the cost of service discussions though, so. Or infrastructure. Also, I'm not actually doing. I think this definitely is they start at 3. Maybe they were at 2, but Economists trust this year receive the year's budget bands rather than monthly. This gives them the freedom to respond to events, but also increases corruption. Since there's the corruption risk, medical supplies. And then score generation, because I have to be very aggressive about services early to hope to stabilize anything at all on brutal before I start losing rep. District representatives. Give me not just intel, importantly, but outreach office. Give me a little longer on that just to reduce the effect on inflation. Help me quickly roll out things I have in the areas that I've explored already. Intel will help me, of course, with no more areas. You also do put district representatives in areas that, so that's the overall, that you've already have intel on. It does provide a little support. Excuse me. Let's do a literacy drive. And for healthcare. Alright, insurgents are already popping. Expand healthcare to go tall. Don't increase inflation too much. Yep. Start training national soldiers. Up the mountains, I'm not going to drive them out of there, so I have no need to rush a coalition just yet. Cool. Most things are $3. Personal health program is $2 though. At this point, watching inflation. Cool. 4. Water expansion, anyways. Gotta go tall to stabilize anything at all. budget. Time for international assistance. Basic sanitation. Alright. Showing up here. A whole lot of them. Probably gonna take that zone over. To garrisons though. It's a rural area at least. This urban area. Good place for garrison. Can't even see the population count there. Troopers and guides. Let's not do that now. Inflation effect of that way. You do get inflation from coalition soldiers, is worth noting. Just not corruption. And they don't appear instantly on the map like they do on user difficulty and brutal. Quickly finish intel there. Nope. They decided to attack right away. Huh. We'll suffer the first defeat. Time for development discussions. And anti-corruption too. Like I think I explained in my last video, I'm swapping off civilian and government initiatives. That way corruption and particularly inflation don't grow as fast. Alright. And do land rights because it'll help in this urban zone. And it's telling me I need PR, which I know. Just waiting for the cost to come down $1. Send the soldiers here because they're going to take this zone so I can know where they'll retreat. It's more not as problematic. Finally, the cherries are ready to help. Limited access. It's a long-term investment. Keeps corruption down. More profitable than just having them provide funding. But yeah, I don't know if that will come down to $13. I mean, from $13. Nope. Well. Highways one time. Here we gotta stabilize that starting zone. And urban outreach one. towards the garrison area there. Let's start training more national soldiers. Yeah, I know insurgents control a number of connected zones. $9 to... About to get a new budget, so I should be able to do both a garrison here and a coalition soldier soon though. A tiny bit, because this does hurt my support. Charity did highways too. That'll help. An Echo Whiskey. Upgrading the highways, they rebuild it too. Civil assistance. So after I win this fight, I can national soldiers help roll out stuff here. Golf Papa. Yeah, I know the locals are angry. There's an insurgent camp there. I'll deal with it. We'll pull back to the screen zone soon. So sorry, I'll stabilize faster. Security checkpoints. This area won't be captured too fast though. Roll outreach teams. Can wait a little longer in local militia. Main roads 1 completed by charity. Soldier deployment over soon. To wait for inflation to come down a little. Just swapping these off. Coalition soldiers can help. Initiatives here in the green zone. I don't need to care about support as much anymore, but getting done sooner here means other things. Those same things can be built elsewhere, like road upgrades. Working on. 6.6 stability. Reputation, no lack of stability. 2 to corruption. Insurgent activity is the biggest drain though. Enforcements, because unfortunately it's pretty hard to win these fights. I need the Foreign Relations Office. Do a short extension. I can't afford the reputation cost long. So pressure on the rival. Do anything, but at least it won't hurt me. Garrison. Useful. Polio eradication. Especially helps hostile populations. In the real world, I think explain how this game is propaganda. Thing that the CIA infamously did was do fake polio vaccinations near where Osama bin Laden was thought to be hanging out, identifying his location. So rather than actually get polio vaccines, they're giving people like shots of water, and the people thought they were protected, and they weren't. So something, admittedly, it was a huge scandal, but the fact that it was done, there's never any reference to stuff like that in this game, shows you how I think I've explained this game is pretty biased in favor of the United States. All right. Well, I gotta push the insurgents back. They control too many zones. Do surveillance zones. I can't afford the risk of an airstrike hitting friendlies. Of course, I really need it is here, but combat sensors and the drones. Yeah, a little more of a combat edge. School supplies. The stability situation is getting quite desperate. It's actually hurting me more like than the insurgent activity now. Your reputation is in the garbage. School expansion. Bank reserve increase. Inflation way down. Redo should be, oh, anti-corruption 3. Big expensive thing. Yeah, good they haven't yet destroyed anything. Ooh. Explosion. Thankfully, no initiatives were destroyed. It's a little slow respawn there. I'm sure that was because I didn't want the coalition people upsetting the locals too long. Yes, I know corruption teams are overwhelmed. That's why I expanded them. Got no money. Finally, some zones. Already almost 6 years in. .34 reputation. Desertion rate among national soldiers spinning coalition soldiers is the best way to increase the strength there, but national soldiers aren't currently in combat, the coalition ones are, so I'll wait a tiny bit on that. Reputation is in the can. I'll threaten the sergeant leaders. The sooner I do that, the sooner I get the event again. Got plenty of military strength. Alright, embed coalition soldiers. Just for lack of jobs. Send these guys home. These insurgents and stay here, but moved on to attack garrison, which was a mistake for them. Okay, PR office. Okay, inadequate procurement. I knew. Corruption though, because it's a longer term investment. Just think this guy's home. I do not have the reputation to keep him around, fortunately. Shoot, attack here. They're not bones at the moment they arrived. Yep. That's foreign rival stuff. Wait as long as possible, because it makes the odds go up in my favor. Finally stabilizing some zones right before budget too. There we go. Money. Time for local militia. Security situation's getting bad. Rebels slightly cut support. That's good. I'll save at this point. It's getting close to the point where if I screw up, I'll lose. Garrison. Need that to have any. Hope we can contain the insurgents. Need these guys to support there. You have a chance. Right, remote outreach. Stuff's right to solely in remote zones. It should only be really this zone. Foxtrot Lima. I'd like to get militias up there as soon as possible. Shoot, here comes an attack. And they're just gonna move on to attack elsewhere. They changed their mind about this area. And destroyed the school buses immediately upon arriving in the area. Troops here. Our coalition soldiers not really holding the line. Really? They took a zone while I had... Oh, these troops hadn't arrived yet. Oops. Export agencies. Might help with help Yankee a little. Columns 1 complete by charity. Rival thing again. Travel logistics makes my let's see what it says. Increase national soldier movement speed and combat strength. Yep, knew the strength. And the speed, I just wanted to make sure it was just national soldiers, not the coalition ones too. Alright. At this point I need airstrikes for the cost. Apology if necessary. Back channel diplomacy worked again. Contact with insurgent leaders. Right. Does increase inflation, but I need to start on my third unit of national soldiers. Which also unlocks national arms upgrade. If I have the money. Threaten them for reputation gain. So destroying all services here annoyingly. Too. It's a long-term investment, but here support. Insurgents targeting ancient sites. Let's publicly shame them. That they gain reputation but increases capabilities further. Numbers, really. Alright. Gotta have that national arms upgrade at this point. We're ready then. That off as long as possible. These guys need to go here. That airstrike hit civilians, unfortunately. The thing I care about, it's not something necessarily that real life kind So just people care nearly as much about as they claim to. Start development. Right. But to procurement, I need the reduction in corruption, the one off at this point. Corruption is my main source of reputation loss. Apologize for hating the civilians. The review will give me a chance to tie in the roles engagement. Corruption fall before I do more spending. Again. Insurgents again. If I don't, if I were to make a peace treaty with them, it cost me too much corruption, I would lose instantly. How to bring down corruption. It's hemorrhaging my reputation. Garrison. Garrison initiatives really come in handy. Security. Unfortunately, it's gonna make corruption worse. Police recruitment. There's national soldiers there, they can just hang out there. Insurgents yet again. Little support from coalition soldiers. Tiny bit there. Fall back to Gulf Sierra, stabilize. For strategic communications. Trying stabilize them, so I'm hoping to get the event with excess funding, leading to a chance to spend money and strengthen the military. That would enable me to push in these mounds. I need a democratic transition. For the reputation gain. Plan elections. Be in 2016, so ooh, a cursed year, but whatever. Finally, budget surplus. Corruption go up with it though, so wait a second. We'll see a decrease in the cost of this guy's home for support. No longer impacting reputation that way. Apology. Need that bloody tighter rules engagement already. Alright, fund the military. Oh, good, I enrolled extra corruption from it. Makes national soldiers stronger. So that they can hold the line here and eventually push in the mountains, because I won't win without it. Police expansion. I need extra security to prevent desperate surprise attacks as I push into the mountains. Tighten the rules engagement. Can't afford to keep paying civilians. Precision munitions to further reduce the risk of that. No? So I've never been sure, but I felt like if the rules are tight but you have precision munitions, you can launch airstrikes more often. Because you have to be sure you won't hit civilians, but precision weapons help with that. Full Fire's expansion of the police force has significantly reduced crime rates, more police on the streets. What it actually is that it's supposedly a certain chance of hitting civilians' threshold rules engagements. So I said so it can be no more than 38% chance. It was 50. The precision munitions make that 38 chance roll more often, or less than 38 than otherwise. And the insurgents, yeah, again. I need to push them out of some of these mountains for when I hold elections. I'll need it. Corruption purge. One-time decrease in corruption risk. Significant temporary decrease in corruption, but it makes everything more expensive. Unfortunately, but right now it's the reputation most worry about. Rival smart insurgents, I can immediately do so pressure because it's a 100% chance of success. Elections to be held in 3 months' time. Right. These guys here in case insurgents move south before these troops arrived. Yep, they're doing so. So I was worried about. Rapid rotation doesn't create corruption, so it doesn't have to be stuff like that now. I need the military funding. All these insurgents with just national soldiers. Limited elections, full elections are delay. Improve security a little. Well, I could succeed. Insurgents. Threshold. And I rolled the 14% chance of -9. That might cost me the game. Might. Shoot. Oh, time for universal justice. I'll need that rep. And another corruption purge. Since corruption is costing me the most reputation. Women's rights, full reform. Oh, nice. Only that may have just saved me the game. Extra 4 rep should be enough, probably. Coalition soldiers try to push insurgents further back. Precision munitions 2. Last thing I need right now is a civilians getting hit. Insurgents. Rapid air rotation. This guy's here because eventually I have to rotate it. National soldiers to the front. Since the coalition ones will need to withdraw. Rapid air rotation 2. Expense? No, I can wait. It's too much corruption right now. To expand the national army. Alright. Can't wait anymore. Get the insurgents cornered like this and they're desperate. Sometimes they'll launch surprise attacks. Just too bloody many of them. 14 though to sign a peace treaty right now. Next time elections roll. A chance to gain reputation. They're not disrupted. Excuse me. Trying to feel endurance. To stick around longer. Refugee crisis will prepare land. Corruption felt a little lower, so you don't lose any reputation of corruption if it's below a certain threshold. So. And I need to roll extra corruption. Good. Heavy ordnance. Chance of hitting civilians, but I 'cause 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 'c funding. Plus the heavy armaments should enable the National Soldiers to clear out this last nest of insurgents. Energy is rehoused. Nice. Military. More pressure and rival. Clear out the last insurgents now. These guys here, it's on the main road. In case insurgents do a surprise attack. Actually, let's pull them back. Yeah. Real risk is in the middle of nowhere. Another side of the map or such. And summit leads to jobs boost. Sweet. And taught to insurgents. They miraculously pull more troops out of nowhere. Build my rep. Harlan can even demand further concessions. Like them handing in all weapons. Elections due to be held. Decision because I should be able to get more reputation from that. That'll improve my score. Oh, this is international forces. The park posed with oversight. Concessions. I think there's one more thing I can roll. If not mistaken. Guy's home. Let's bring in one more unit of elections. Without a serious disruption. More concessions. I'm up to 71 reputation. I really rebuilt my reputation. Here. Right. Costs donate to charity increases corruption. Cost me much rep, and I should be able to stabilize this zone before signing a peace deal. Refugee crisis, give land. Gain 4 reputation while support in an already green zone. One more set of concessions. Boom. Coalition soldiers and the reasons. I think I can actually get away with rejecting the peace deal. More reputation. Make sure Sergeant spawns more random. Don't pot makes headlines. We have 90 reputation. Farmers celebrate booming poultry industry. Want a high reputation? I think it may improve score. Not sure. Was hoping it would. Well, the trade-off is more time, turns. So, 10,000 point score. Maybe I should just end it quicker. Still, I won. On Brutal. I hope you folks enjoyed that video. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. May always find a guy and start a lady home. Till next time, this is Northstar. Adieu and best luck. Hope you enjoyed the game session.